From Studio A at One Biloxi Square in Lake Worth, Texas.
Good.
Welcome in to another edition of the Grandpa and Pappy Show as we get this Wednesday underway. And my mouth's already watering because we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking about some of your favorite places to eat.
And of all times on a morning that I have yet to have breakfast.
Ain't it so? Yeah. I have not eaten breakfast either, but there's a lot of places that you can go, you know, wherever you may live. I'm sure there's a lot of places that you could recommend for people to go eat. And we just thought, hey, let's give some credit to these mom and pop run restaurants that have been really, really affected by the COVID pandemic. Pappy, you've said on many occasions that's the thing that bothers you the most about this whole thing.
It is. My heart goes out to them. I mean, you're talking about people that have their life savings involved or borrowed money and so forth, and it's all down the goozle. So.
Yeah, and you know, the great thing about this, Pappy, is that a lot of these places, they're just downright good.
Yeah.
I mean, good old-fashioned, what my mom used to call stick-to-your-rib food.
Our pops would call it larping. that's larping. So you know what happens? You took a bite of that and dabbed it on your forehead. Your tongue would jump out and beat your brains out trying to get to it. That meant it was pretty good eating.
Your dad was a smart man.
He was a character. Yeah, and the first mom and pop restaurant that popped up in my mind was Addie's. It used to be over there in Saginaw under the bridge off Jacksboro Highway there in beautiful Lake Worth. Mm-hmm. And, man, they had great food. You could take a bottle of wine or a six-pack of beer in there with you and eat all day.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard you guys talk about it, but I never went there, I don't think.
Well, I've since heard that they've moved close to the Azle, down the other end of Jacksboro Highway. I've yet to be there, but
yeah.
In fact, I hadn't even seen it because I don't venture down that Jacksboro Highway too often.
Well, Karen and I have our favorites that we'd like to go to, and I mean, for those of you who live close to the Fort Worth or Lake Worth, Saginaw area, you'll know what we're talking about on some of this. I think the thing I like, the place I love to go, I mean absolutely love to go, is a steakhouse called Texas over in Plano, just off of the George Bush Turnpike and Jupiter Road exit. Man, Karen, you can attest to how good those steaks are.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's a great place to go and spend an anniversary birthday. Mm-hmm. It's owned by Dale Weinstadt, who I believe first owned Frisco's Grill.
Del Frisco's
in
I
think Plano. At one point, he's also owned Three Forks.
Yeah.
But this place is phenomenal. And it's really quite decently priced compared to other high-end steakhouses. But it is fabulous.
You know, before Karen and I moved over here in this section of the woods about 6 years ago, we lived in Irving, so it wasn't quite as much of a drive if you hit George Bush. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we went over there for the first time, and we sat at the bar and had a cocktail and was getting ready to eat. And Mr. Wamstadt came over, introduced himself and everything.
Yeah.
And 1 year later, almost to the day for our anniversary, we went back to eat there, and he remembered us.
Really?
Yeah.
He remembered me.
Yeah, well.
I'm just saying.
Isn't it funny how that happens?
I didn't want my dauber dragging the dirt, okay? I mean, Karen got all of the reckon. Yeah, he walked right up to Karen and said, well, hello there. It's been a long time. And they just carried on a conversation. I said, hey, you remember me? Well, no. And he said, nope.
Even you have to admit, amigo, she's a lot more pleasant to look at than yours.
I will agree, but I tell
That's
you
a
what,
matter of opinion, isn't it?
if you
It depends on if you're male or female.
if you ever have a chance to go to Texas over there, what that steak that we usually order, what is it called? Golly, it's been a while since we've been over there.
It's Del Frisco's. It's called Del Frisco, I think.
Okay.
But I don't remember, but I think
My
that's what it's
God. And they have that refried corn and mashed potatoes.
Yep.
And we took Mike and Sherry over there for Mike's birthday one year after they kept Dolly for us when Karen's mom passed away.
I recall this, yeah.
And he found out, Dale found out it was Mike's birthday, so he got him a birthday cake for him to celebrate. So they really make you feel, really at home. And everybody that works there is just absolutely phenomenal. So if you ever have a chance, take it from Karen and me.
Yeah.
Go over to Texas. It's worth the drive to get over there and eat. And you will not leave hungry. I guarantee you.
You know, Jack, another place that we like to go to, which is just a kind of a hole in the wall kind of place that's right here in Saginaw, is JR's Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
It has
been there.
great country food.
I have been there
And-
before.
Home cooking.
It is home cooking and made their breakfast, and they have a seniors menu.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
And they cook the food just like you grew up with,
yeah.
And so that's a lot of fun. What's one of your favorite?
Locally, 'cause I've been to a few restaurants.
Luby's.
Luby's. Hey,
Ain't nothing wrong with
ain't no
Luby's.
shame with eating at Luby's. That's real food. I like it. But I think as far as steaks go, Hofbrau's
Yeah, they got a
has
good
a
steak. Yeah,
coffee rubbed steak.
yeah.
No, it didn't sound too appealing, but I'd had just enough whiskey in me one day. I thought, by God, I'm going to try that. That's one of the best damn steaks I've ever had. Big old fat, thick prime rib. They rub a little coffee on there.
Hello.
Throw it on the grill.
Woo!
Throw it on the grill. But
Yeah.
as far as the best restaurant, and I thought about this last night, I think the best restaurant I've ever been to in my life was in a little town called New Plymouth, New Zealand. And it's called the Queen's Nest. And, everything's lamb over there. They got sheep
Right.
everywhere.
Mutton.
Rack of lamb, shaped like a crown, filled with seafood and taters and all, new potatoes and all that kind of stuff. And you talk about off the charts good.
So I have to ask you, JT, the coffee rub steak, don't you get grinds in your teeth or something?
No. Is that
Just
a cruelty
asking
joke?
for a friend.
No. I mean,
Well, you say they rub it with coffee. Is it liquid coffee or the grinds?
they won't let me
That's
in the
the
kitchen
secret
find
to the
out.
menu.
That's right.
That's the secret to the menu.
I have a feeling it's a dry rub, but they probably shake the hell out of it before they throw it on the pit. I don't know, because I
Or else it's a liquid that they soak it in.
could be.
So
Or they grind it real fine, like a seasoning instead of the kind you get in your coffee.
Well, you can definitely taste it. I mean, it's really
that sounds good. That sounds
It's
good.
one of those things like our buddy Mike Lipka said, put balsamic vinegar on vanilla ice cream. He goes, Joe T, don't you knock it till you try it.
Yeah, it sounds just like it.
I've yet to try it, but
Our buddy Brad Cooks said go to Teddy Jack's and order anything on the menu. It must be pretty good.
well, by God, where are they, Brad?
Yeah, that would be nice to know.
Let's see. This was sent in by Barbara Cameron Carey. She says it is walk-ons. The mahi-mahi is yum.
Walk-ons. Seems to me like I've heard that name of that restaurant. Walk-ons.
W-A-L-K-O-N-S. Walk-ons.
Yeah. The mahi-mahi is yummy.
Love mahi-mahi. I had some of that over in Honolulu one time, and it was pretty tasty.
Was it good?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I've ever had mahi-mahi.
It's good.
I really don't think I have.
It's good. It's very
Daryl J. Pappy told us to go take a look at Mary's in Strom, Texas. That's what he nominated. Mary's in Strom, Texas, for their chicken fried steak.
Tell you what, there's a lot of good chicken fries out there.
Oh, baby.
A lot of good
Now,
ones.
you talking about this Texan being a chicken fried steak connoisseur.
Oh, indeed.
I would eat chicken fried steak every night if I could.
Yeah.
It's good.
Big Billy Bryan says the poutine at restaurant in Montreal, but the name escapes him. Keeping it local, Eddie V's on 7th Street in Fort Worth is outrageously good.
I guess
Bet
the
they are, too.
poutine is a dish that they serve. I haven't heard that, but he
Sounds Cajun
says-
to me. Knowing him, it is.
probably.
But Eddie V's, I've yet to eat there, but I've heard they've got excellent
Oh,
food,
yeah.
but they
Lot of
are a
folks.
little on the pricey side, I understand. So
Well, if you want to have a special night out with your special one,
yeah,
that's a good place to take them.
yeah, but
Would you please keep that in mind?
Boy, did I just open that door or what?
it's Jack in the Box and me and mine.
Woo,
She's not a
Lord.
picky eater.
Let's see here. J.P. Hearn told us it was the Fountainville Creamery in Midland, Texas, and their soda fountain ice cream there. He says he's a little biased since he makes all the ice cream.
So there's some good shit.
JP, well, I worked out in Odessa for a year. But I wished I'd have known it was over there, and I would have tried it. There was a little bar in the mall there in Odessa called the 10 Bar. It was a sports bar.
Yeah.
That's where I went to watch all the games and relax and stuff like that. The year that I was away from Special K over there, it's the way I kept my sanity. I heard that it's no longer there.
Well,
The 10 Bar.
Speaking of malls, you remember the Rainforest Cafe? Used to be in malls.
Yes.
Good food. Good
Yes.
food. You know, I don't remember a lot about it. I ate at one in
What's the one over there
in the
Grape-
Galleria there in Houston. So,
Yeah. There's one over there in the mall over here in Grapevine Mills. Is that the same one? Because they got
Yeah, it
they
is the
got,
same
they got
one. It's a-
trees,
it's a franchise.
forest,
Yeah.
everything.
It's a franchise.
Yeah.
It's a chain.
Yeah.
Not a huge one, but they're out there.
I only had one problem with that. I walked by and this big old parrot crapped on my shoulder as I
heard-
walked by. I said, "We're not eating in there."
I've heard that a lot of people go there for the ambiance and the novelty of it, but that the food wasn't
That good?
as good as it could be.
Well, I've only eaten there a couple of times. Seafood's what I had when I was in there, and it wasn't bad.
I see food too. I see food in my plate. I see food going in my
I
mouth.
see food, I eat it. Deborah Brusso Folio said that Lambert's in Foley, Alabama is a fun place to go. You go in, order chicken or meat. The staff brings around different vegetables and serves them a spoonful at a time. The fun part is to bring something to catch the hot rows that are tossed to the customer. It has been many years, but definitely left an impression. And there was a place in Houston on North 1960 used to chunk rolls at you. Guy named Jose from all the way across the room had a tongs. He bing. He was good. He was good with it.
A former Houston Astro pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ann Griffin definitely agreed to Lambert's by saying, yeah, good food, lots of it, and great fun. She also says she always goes back to Rockwall, Texas for Luigi's Italian Anchilosos. They are privately owned and not a chain restaurant.
Which means they cook with love.
Yeah, and once again, Pappy and I, we really do encourage you guys to go out to some of these privately owned restaurants and eat.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Lambert's kind of sounds like Babes
Yeah,
here in our area.
that's another favorite of
Yeah,
ours.
that's another favorite of ours where it's what family style where you order the meat
Yeah.
and then you get the veggies and
Well, and Flips,
Yeah, Flips, same way.
our
Yeah.
newly acquired field office, they've
Yeah.
got great food.
Oh, yeah.
Great prices on their drinks. And very affordable food.
Give you a little
good.
example. Monday, I went and delivered house keys to our client who closed on their new house on Friday. But Monday, I took the keys to them after everything was all said and done.
Yeah.
I stopped back by Flips about 1 o'clock, And
Packed.
I had 2 drinks, okay, adult beverages, okay, and I ordered a half plate of quesadilla nachos. Okay, they bring this thing out. It's huge, and I was wondering, I wonder what a full order looks like. I got out there with an $8 tab.
Yeah.
$8.
Well, it's just like that day we met recently over there, and
Yeah.
you said, "I'm not very hungry. I think I'm going to order some cheese sticks." Had about 3.5 pounds of cheese
No
stuck in
kidding,
his
them
nose.
things were that long.
About that big square.
I don't know if I can eat all these, man.
You lit them up, that's for sure.
Woo, Lord have mercy.
But I love Flips. I mean, great people. It's managed well. It's clean, and it's a sports bar, if you will.
Yeah. We watched the Mavericks Monday night, even though they got taken to the shed last night. Boy, they got beat bad.
Oh well. Brandon Cummings said he likes Hooker's Grill in Fort Worth, not far from the stockyards. People talk about fried onion burgers, green chili gravy, and homemade sausage gravy. And I've eaten there before. It is good food.
Is it?
Good food, yeah. Yep.
Our buddy Terry Crow nominated Barefoot Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. He says they have the best barbecue brisket sandwich ever. They also serve brisket nachos, spicy Bloody Marys. Boy, that'll catch Karen's attention.
That's what I'm talking about.
And a nice food truck to boot.
You know, and she would know. She's one of them old country gals.
Well,
Terry Crow is, yeah. Donna Briggs Moss gave another vote for Lambertson Sikeston, Missouri, home of the Throwed Rose. Best of any restaurant anywhere. Not unusual to stand in line for hours, but it's also worth it. They have one in Branson as well. You know, I believe that's the name of the one on 1960 I was talking about, is Lambert's. And the way we found it, when Jordan first bought the fifth wheel, he'd just sold his house, and he and Cassie was living. There's an RV park right directly behind there. We just walk out the side gate, go in there and catch a roll and eat. Getting on a roll like a rat on a red onion.
My question is, if you're not very good at catching,
Chunky
what
onion.
happens when they throw the rolls at you?
Well,
I'm just asking. A friend wouldn't know.
The third one they'll bring and drop it in your hand for you.
Pick the other two up
Yeah.
off the floor.
Yeah, kind of kick them around a little bit.
Oh, this one ought to hit near and dear to your home.
Yeah, number one son.
Yeah, Jason Terry says Giovanni's Italian Kitchen in Angleton, Texas has a steak that is crazy good. People also talk about their linguine pasta, Italian ice cream cake, and steak marsala.
Now, I've had the steak marsala there. Jordan
Italian?
John took me out to eat there one time.
Italian ice cream cake. I'm trying to visualize that in my mind.
It's a cake made out of Italian ice cream, by God.
Well, okay, that makes sense.
You gotta eat it in a hurry, though. Yeah, that is a good place, Jess. Renee Cooper Francie nominated the Sunflower Bakery and Cafe in Galveston, which I've been, for their crab cakes, eggs Benedict. They're also known for the bread pudding, French toast, chocolate meringue pie, and homemade cinnamon rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, what's it called up here in town? That makes a cinnamon roll.
Oh, ginger
Browns.
Ginger Browns, yeah.
Downtown Ginger Browns.
That's another favorite place we like to go every once in a while.
Good home cooking there, too.
Yeah. And you know, somebody else that makes terrific pies is here right close to us down on Blue Mound. If you exit Blue Mound and take a right, the Dixie House Restaurant is there. Karen, what did we take to your families that one time? Was it... It was
a pecan pie.
Casserole or something.
It was a casserole type. It was in a big old pan. Oh, man, though. It was yummy.
Oh, my
This
God.
world. There's a place in
It was a pecan pie cobbler is what it was.
That's what it was, yeah. Yeah.
a pecan kebab. Can you say that fast 3 times?
Pecan kebab.
Thank you.
Forget
Thank you very much. There's a place called Carrie's, Caris, in Granbury. It's set up a diner. And man, you talk about some good home cooking. Plus, they make homemade apple pie. You know, the little hot apple pie turnovers or whatever you call them. Oh God!
Sorry, my mouth's watering.
Said, honey, if you can wait 10
got
minutes, I'll
me
make you some
napkin?
bread.
Yeah.
Oh man, this place is, and it's very well priced.
If the front of my shirt suddenly gets wet, it's because I'm drooling.
It would be a perfect place to go if they had cold and tasty beverages of my liking. But it's a Christian-based restaurant.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but excellent food there.
Huh.
Excellent food.
Stephen W. Crenshaw said we definitely need to try the Big Kahuna in Cleveland, Texas. Try their steak, mashed potatoes, cabbage, and peas on Wednesdays. He also says a bonus is the fact that his daughter, Nicole, is a waitress there.
Oh, and I bet Nikki.
Hi, Nicole.
I bet Nikki's slinging that food left and right. She posts pictures up sometimes. And,
Yeah.
And I think she even cooks on the side, or did. I don't know how long she's been at this place, but
Yeah.
she would cook and deliver.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about some good looking eating. That little country girl knows how to cook. Her mama taught her right.
I heard that.
Big Jerry Blum said we need to try the Bluebonnet Cafe in Marble Falls. The food is great and their pies are out of this world.
I will tell you that is a
Jerry would
long wait to get in there to eat sometimes.
Jerry would know.
Yeah, Karen's older sister, Michelle, lives there.
Yeah, Michelle lives there, and it's a big stop for a lot of the bikers.
Yeah.
They stop in there when they're riding down in the hill
the hill
country,
country, Marble
and they eat breakfast or what
Yeah.
have you. So
Yeah, we used to go
But
to
it
Marble
was-
Falls a lot when I was a kid on vacation,
Yeah.
spinning through, going up towards Austin and everything from Lubbock, and loved it there.
Yeah.
Loved that place.
Last time we were in Marble Falls, I guess that was Chelsea's wedding. But anyway, it's beautiful down there. Just really beautiful.
Cool.
Bianca Dominique told us we really need to try the Salt Lake Barbecue in Driftwood, Texas.
Good old Salt Lake. Bet it's good. With a name like this,
It's gotta be, it's gotta be good.
Plus
I mean,
B,
come on.
Knowing B the way we know her, she's not going to go to no ratty barbecue shack. It's going to have to be worthy.
She probably got familiar with that when she was going to Baylor University.
I bet. Michelle Noble gave us a couple of places our viewers need to try. The first is Charcoals on Post Oak Boulevard in Houston.
actually, it's
I've been.
Caracals.
It is
It's-
Caracas. That's what I was going
It's
to say.
different. She misspelled it.
Yeah, Caracas. She says they have unbelievable smoked oysters, and their seafood and Mexican food are their specialties. The second is Eddie V's in Austin, where they have excellent seafood.
Smoked oysters.
Yeah. As the Hodge twin would say,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had smoked oysters.
They're not bad.
I've never had any oyster and don't plan on having an oyster.
Why not?
Oh, no, no, no.
How can you knock it? Have
is-
you not tried it?
To me, it's like eating snot.
It is. That's what I like about it. My grandpa called them horse boogers.
Horse boogers.
Eat me some more of them
That's
horse boogers.
disgusting.
They're disgusting.
Golly,
good.
I've seen people just order 2 or 3 dozen oysters on the half shell and just,
Guilty.
and I'm just going,
And
God.
that was prior to the main course coming.
Yeah. Jimmy,
You get tickled around Jason, my eldest son, talking. I'll have to. It's
Tell
probably
us off
one of those
camera.
things that, yeah, need to be talked about off
Yeah,
camera.
don't go there.
Lord have mercy. Jimmy Waldy just simply said a Big Mac.
Big Mac. I don't think so, Jimmy.
I think he was talking about what Kathy's going to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kathy Pilati Wilson also said Max Bar and Grill on West Interstate 20. They're known for their prime rib, filet mignon, and grilled Chilean sea bass. Now that sounds pretty tasty to me.
Now that would make Jack very happy right there.
Indeed.
You know, we also have places in and around here like Uncle Julio's Mexican restaurant,
Yeah.
and of course I keep going back to Babe's. It's a country style restaurant, and
That was a topless
know.
bar in Houston.
called
My
Babe's.
friend told me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you. Okay, yeah.
And I'll get back with you viewers. I guess Friday or next viewer comments about restaurants. We're all supposed to gather and meet at a place called Maria Copa's today down in the stockyards. It's supposed to be all that and a bag of chips. So I hear, but I'm about to go find out. Get my feedback on. But yeah, we appreciate all these comments. You know, I mean, there's so many of them. It's like I was telling Special K and Brother Jack out on the smoking area out behind the building today. I mean, the best restaurants in the world, really. I mean, that's like saying who was the greatest of all when it comes to classic rock and roll. I mean, there's so many of them. So
And a
many.
lot of different opinions concerning that. Yeah.
God, I was winding down when I was in New York and went to a place called the Imperial Ballroom right above, and I cannot remember the name of the restaurant that was above it, but you talk about ritzy. I walked in dressed kind of like I am now, flip-flops and shorts and a T-shirt.
And did the waiter D or what?
Gave me
Mater
a
D?
coat.
Oh, he gave you a coat.
Gave me a coat.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you got in Grey Poupon.
Yeah. I tell you, I mean, and they serve their food in itty-bitty portions. You know, that's when you know you're in a ritzy restaurant when the steak's that big around and that thick. You know,
Yeah.
wrapped in bacon, of course.
They got a good place here. Is it the Mexican House? What they call it down on Jacksboro Highway?
Go down
Yeah.
at the edge of town.
Yeah.
Just a painted wood building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've eaten there before. Good food, but you got to stand in line if you don't get there at the right time.
Well, you can't forget Joe T. Garcia's is
No,
this
Joe T's.
big
Yeah.
tourist
Downtown.
spot for their Mexican food.
That's correct.
All I know is their
Joe T's.
margaritas in a plastic cup half this big. Show are expensive. Nothing like
it may-
Hondo's margaritas in Fredericksburg.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Well, thank you very much. It's some good ideas and good suggestions, and we encourage everybody to go out and just have a good meal and support these small mom and pop.
Support your local
restaurants.
independent businesses. They are
Absolutely.
truly the backbone of the nation.
And if you're out of state, when you come to Texas, visit one of these.
Absolutely.
It gives them a good idea where they can go.
That's right. Or give us a shout and we'll tell you where to go, by God.
That's exactly correct. Let's take a look at some of our viewer comments that we got in. Bobby Hearn commented on our show about mail-in ballots. He said it's okay if you can't go to the polls, but don't let everyone do it. If you're worried about getting COVID-19, maybe you should also keep out of Walmart and the other stores.
Yeah.
This is the biggest hoax you will ever see in your lifetime.
You know, and I believe every word of that, Brother Bobby. I do. I think it's the largest worldwide scam that
That's ever been perpetrated on men.
I don't see one any bigger
Yeah.
than this. I mean,
I don't
it's
either.
worldwide. Joe Mulligan from Alaska let us know his feelings on Joe Biden's selection for a running mate.
I love this.
He says the Dems just threw a drowning man an anchor.
Okay.
And I think that's well enough said. I'm going to give you
Bye.
a king size by God and just let it sit where it's at. Well said. I agree.
Tracy Forbes would like to sit down for a face-to-face conversation with the president. And incidentally, she says she loves our show, Pappy, and y'all rock.
Well, thank you, Tracy. How sweet.
And
You're the one that rocks.
right quickly, the firefighter that I met from Dallas yesterday, Thomas, went on our site and subscribed yesterday. Thank you,
Oh,
Thomas,
cool. Thank
very
you,
much.
Thomas. Appreciate your service out there, putting yourself in harm's way.
Absolutely.
Bailey Williams says on Twitter that someone needs to do something about the rioting, burning, and protesting in our country. The longer we wait to stomp it out, the harder it'll be to stop it. I'm sorry. It has gone from peaceful to destructive, and I, for one, am just sick of it. And I, for two, agree wholeheartedly.
You know, Bailey, I think you're not in the corner by yourself. There's a ton of Americans that have just about had enough. And I saw a quote from LeBron James that said, "Black people are just scared of police and white people." Really? Come on, LeBron.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Well, I mean, it got so worn out that we don't even discuss BLM post on our show anymore. In fact, I've deleted 2 of them off of our podcast page. I can't stand it.
Yeah. James White said on YouTube that he's waiting to see how the Republican convention goes after last week's woe is me Democratic convention. Maybe we could get some good news for a change. Well, I'll give you a little update, James.
Welcome it. Yeah.
The Republican National Convention ratings are down just like the Democratic Convention ratings were down. It seems like, Pappy, people are just getting tired of the whole thing and want it over with.
Well, yeah, it's such a anymore just a damn.
But you'll
scam.
have to admit, you'll have to admit, because we watched some of the Democratic bits and pieces of it.
Yes, we did.
And the Republican National can watch both, and there is a stark difference between the two different
Parties.
conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's right, the woe is me. But you cannot sit there and say that what's been on the Republican National Convention, I'm biased, has not been positive, uplifting, and hearing stories from regular, normal people that have been affected by all of these things versus the other side that has spewed whatever from green-haired girls and other stars.
Well,
Who gives a crap?
That's the difference between talking to live bodies and cardboard cutouts. Of
Ain't it so great analogy? That is a
It's
great
just
analogy.
Such a stark difference between the two.
Yeah.
And I've watched both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it
By God.
man. I mean, we can make a show out of that, but we're not going to do that today because
today.
my taste buds has got me so hungry right now talking about these restaurants. I'm ready to
go
dive
hurt
in for
Maria
it.
Copa's. If their food is anywhere close to edible, they're gonna have a big chunk of food missing when I leave.
It's been a lot of fun today. Thank you
has.
very much for your suggestions on where to go eat. We ask you again to please send us your comments or your ideas for shows.
We need show topics.
Absolutely.
And y'all come up with some doozies.
Yeah, let us know. And there's 2 ways to do it.
Yeah.
Over my shoulder, you see our email address, which is grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or
Or over my shoulder, you will see www.grandpaandthenpappy.com. It's grandpaandpappy.com, which is our direct link to our website, our page website. And while you're there, push that big red button that's sticking up between our ears and subscribe.
it's easy. Just
simple
like
people.
Thomas did yesterday.
Yeah.
Went on YouTube, found us, hit the subscribe button,
Yeah.
put in his password, and he was done. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a bam.
Once
He
again,
said,
we
"Well, that's
appreciate
easy."
that, Thomas. Good having
Yeah.
you aboard, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, while you're there, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, a comment. There's a comment section. If you even if you want
Several
to
ways.
complain about the show, we welcome. We read them all, every single one of them.
We sure do. We sure do.
So hit us up.
We hope you'll join us for Friday's show.
Yeah.
We have been trying to make connections with Thomas Gabriel, who is Johnny Cash's grandson, that you guys really, really enjoyed having him on the first time. We want to see how he is doing with all the COVID stuff.
Yep.
I understand he's been in the studio, made some new videos.
He's got
So
a new album he's trying to punch out.
Yeah.
And he's probably been working with that lovely soon-to-be bride of his, Sarah Jo, on some things that she's got going on.
Yeah.
Plus Derek, his lead guitarist, is cutting an album too.
he
So they're-
certainly is.
They busy, and I
They
know
have been busy.
they've made a few live appearances in small venues up close to the house, probably. But
Yeah.
be sure to tune in. We'll find out what's going on. Hopefully, I'll have that buttoned up this morning if I can get his management team to contact me, Donna Sue Roberts. Please do.
Well, we hope you'll join us on Friday for another edition of the Grandpa and Pappy Show. A little heads up, during the Labor Day weekend, Pappy and I are going to take a little quietus away from the camera, a little time off, maybe for a couple of shows, and recharge the batteries, enjoy what's left of the summer.
Yeah, but now we will probably have a podcast, maybe a best of series that we've been kicking around.
It could be.
And I hope it's the one that I was inquiring about, because
The second most watched podcast that we did.
Yeah, so tune in and see what it's all about. Guaranteed to give you a giggle and a grin. So
It is. As we always tell you, everybody, be sure to hug your kids and tell them you love them.
tell them we love them right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show, too.
Absolutely. So join us again on Friday as we usher in the weekend. Until then, we'll see you then. Take care of yourself. God bless.
Take care of one another. And you folks down south in the Houston and coast area, be safe.
Careful.
Don't have any hurricane parties unless you go north to do it. 'Cause
That's exactly correct.
it could cost you.
We love you. Be safe, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.